Drop this in the.
Welcome back to the Rockets Propaganda Channel. I am your boy AK Infinity. You can find me on Twitter at AK Infinity underscore VVS. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're feeling the channel, go ahead and subscribe. If you're feeling the content, like, and if you're feeling the discussion, leave me a comment down below. Now let's get up into it. Let's get into it, man. We got Rockets playing the Clippers. We got the Rockets playing the Clippers, man. Two teams headed in two completely different directions as we speak at the moment. 6 game losing streak versus 6 game winning streak. Clippers just, traded for James Harden 6 games ago. He's played in 5 of those games. The Rockets are riding high on the 6 game win streak, coming off of a 7 game homestand. Finished strong against the Denver Nuggets, and ironically, the Clippers just played against the Denver Nuggets. And you know, I wouldn't say the games look similar, but they kind of did because I was watching the game, and it looked like Denver was going to put them championship touches on that ass. But the Clippers got talent, man. They got upscale talent on their team, so I don't think that's a team that was just going to go down that easily. But they was going to go down. They was going to go down. Um, Yeah, man. So we're gonna look at it in a little bit, but man, I tried to find some stats on the Clippers because I was watching the game. I was trying to see if the eye test was gonna match, or I was trying to see if the stats was gonna match the eye test. I was watching the game. I couldn't really get a feel for what they was trying to do, and I don't think they got a feel for what they was trying to do either. Um, yeah. So they pretty much got back in the game the same way the Rockets did when Jokic wasn't playing. That's how they had to make their run. But they looked better when they subbed one of the four All Stars out of the game, and they were kind of more balanced. So that's when they looked their best. They didn't look their best with, you know, Russ, Harden, PG, Kawhi on the floor all at the same time. That's not when they looked their best. But observation from how they played, um, man, I just couldn't get a feel for what they was trying to do, man. Look like it was just a bunch of Rico Hines ball playing. Hey man, pass me the ball. Let me cook if you ain't got it. That's really all it looked like to me, man. It wasn't a whole lot of continuity. Wasn't a lot of off ball movement. You know, ironic coming from a Rockets fan after what we just witnessed 3 straight years. But yeah, that team, I don't know what to make of them, man. But at the same time, prideful team. They got championship aspirations. Playing this up and coming team. They on a 6 game skid. We on a 6 game win streak. We coming off of 4 days rest. Well, I wouldn't say 4 days rest. We did practice in between, but I think the practice was probably going to do our young team better than better than any other team because I mean we're still trying to get to figure out each other too. But I don't think I don't think the Clippers have had enough time together, and then Harden ain't even had no training camp with anybody. So I mean, they say he in shape, but it's one thing to be able to do some cardio on the treadmill. It's another thing to get on that court and be chasing folks around. Not that Harden is chasing anybody around on defense, but yeah. So let's kind of get into it, man. Let me go and share my screen. Man, I looked high, low, in between, out between the whole nine. Man, I couldn't really find no solid numbers to really match what I saw from the Clippers yesterday. But at the same time, I guess that makes sense because as much as I couldn't tell what they were trying to do, the numbers say the same thing because most of their numbers, they just, they mid grade, man. They're not premium gas. They mid grade on a lot of stuff, on a lot of the play types, especially. But we're gonna try to keep it as simple as possible. We just gonna look at net rating over the last 5 games because that's the last 5 games James Harden has played. We're gonna look at net rating over the last 5 games. Rockets obviously number one, just because we've kind of been super hot, especially playing well defensively. Now let's see where the Clippers at. Second to last. What's the reason for this? when you got defenders on the team like Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and PJ Tucker coming off the bench now, and this is just in the 5 games, you would think that the defense would be and Terrence Mann coming off the bench, Norman Powell. They got some good defenders on the team, and that's why I say they look better when one of the 4 guys come off the starting lineup and they go to the bench, and one of them reserves come in because they're more balanced. That's when they play better. At least that's what the eye test said. But this right here, it really looked to me like it's. I wouldn't say it's even their defense, man. It's really their offense that's kind of not looking. They don't look together, man. They just don't look. It's like I said, man. Rico Hines, pass me the ball, let me cook if you ain't got it. That's really all it is, man. If you watch that game, if you watched any of the previous games, because I watched the Nuggets game, but I watched a couple of the other games too with James Harden. It just didn't look like they had any continuity, man. It was just a bunch of street ball, man. It just I couldn't tell what the goal was. At least with certain teams, you could tell, you know, what they do well, what their goal for the offense is. You could tell certain teams, okay, they like to get spot up shots, ball movement, catch guys off cuts, pick a roll, you know, the Clippers is mid grade on all them type of play types, man, except ISO. They're good in ISO, but the problem with them being good in ISO is the Rockets are one of the top 5 teams in isolation defense. Let's see if I can pull that up right quick. Let's do general play type, isolation, defense. All right, now let's do points per possession. All right, points per possession. Let's do. We can't really do by the last 5 games. It won't let me filter by that in an advanced search. But the Clippers are they somewhere here in the middle. Here they go, right here in the middle. But if you factor in the last 5 games, I've seen it somewhere. I can't pull it up now, but I've seen it somewhere. They're like, 1.08 points per possession in isolation. But the Rockets' isolation defense stifling. Is only second to the Portland Trailblazers, which I don't know how the Trailblazers up that high. But then again, I can kind of think about it. They got some pieces up there. But anyway, this is Rockets propaganda, not Portland propaganda. Um, but yeah, man, right now the Clippers' best play type is gonna be ISO because they don't really run plays. They do a lot. Now I'll say this: that can work to their advantage because a lot of times, if you watch the Rockets play, we're good at forcing people, we're good at forcing teams to take shots, towards the end of the shot clock and go off the cuff after we'd blown up all of their sets or all of their plays. So them having a bunch of guys who can, you know, go get it out the mud on their own, that could work in their favor. But we'll see, man. The only way that'll work in their favor is if one or two of them guys get hot. If one or two of them guys get hot, all right, man, you shake their hand and keep it moving. But I don't know. They don't look like they've had enough continuity to get hot yet. I don't know, man. It's that team don't make no sense. If you watch them, comment below and let me know if you've watched any of their games yet with James Harden. They don't. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't get it. I just don't get their offense. And if Zubas go to the bench, let me go and get myself back on camera. If Zubas go to the bench, Şengün's finna eat even more than he already gonna eat because Zubas can't guard Şengün. We're just gonna say it like it is. Um, what they gonna do? Come in with PJ Tucker and guard Şengün? Good luck with that. You gonna send that man into retirement after that game. I ain't, Tucker don't want none of that Şengün smoke. No. I mean, I know they did just get Daniel Tice off the I think off the scrap heap. I think he got released or whatever happened with Daniel Tice. Everywhere he go, nobody want him because he's not really that good a player anyway. We ain't want him. You ain't good when the Rockets ain't want you. But yeah, man, I don't know if Daniel Tice gonna come in and try to guard Şengün, cool. We gonna post that ass up at every turn, and we gonna score because Tice can't deal with that man neither. What you gonna do? Put Kawhi Leonard on him? You gonna put James Harden, great post defender? You gonna put him on Şengün? No. What you gonna do? Pick your poison, punk. And if you double Şengün, the man got eyes on the side of his head, not just the back of it. So good luck with that. Um, Defensive matchups. Obviously, Zubac and Şengün gonna be matched up with each other. I mean, nothing else really makes that much sense. And Zubac, he's not really an outside shooter. He's a solid center. Yeah, he's mid grade. He ain't. He's really below. He's a cut below mid grade because he's not even really. Nobody checking for him when you're watching the Clippers. You on a scouting report, but that's because you start. What do you do? Like you just big. You're not really. You ain't all that to me. But I want Jabari and I think Jabari and Kawhi Leonard gonna be matched up with each other on both ends. I would put Dylan Brooks on on Paul George, man, because that's the guy that really scares me. It's not really James Harden that scares me like that. It ain't Russ. It ain't Kawhi. Kawhi taking a lot of the same shots he used to take, but they're not going in like they used to. He's settling for a lot of these, mid-range turnarounds off of some, little post-ups. It don't look impressive, man. Like the team just don't look that impressive right now, man. But I would definitely stick do the Deion Sanders with Dylan Brooks on Paul George, man. You're gonna have to wherever Paul George go, that's where Dylan gotta go, man. You go to the restroom, all right, Dylan finna go in there too. You go lock the stall, Dylan finna crawl up under that thing and see what you doing in there. But guards backcourt matchup, I put Fred on James Harden. Cause if James Harden get to dancing, Fred gonna take his cookies, and you ain't gonna catch him red-handed neither. Fred gonna take his cookies. Um, and I like Jalen on Russ because his athleticism. I ain't gonna say it's gonna give Russ a whole lot of problems, but it matches up well because Russ ain't that much a shooter, and he's moving a little bit more off the ball than he used to. Where Jalen Green used to be weak on defense, but now he's tightened that up a lot. He's not as suspect off ball. But all in all, man, I think that's what the defensive matchup is gonna look like. I really don't want to see Jabari on Paul George. I don't think that's a good matchup at all. Paul George a bad dude, man. He not gonna get the credit for as good as he's been in this era of basketball, but Paul George is a bad man. I don't want Jabari on him yet. I don't think he's ready for that yet. Paul George is just so skilled of a scorer, man. He really got every shot that you need. He got the full package. He can shoot the three mid range. He get to the cup, get to the foul line, hits his free throws, hits his threes at a high percentage. He plays defense. He leads the league in deflections. I mean, Paul George ain't gonna get the credit for being as good in this era as he really will. But this is Rockets propaganda. Enough of Paul George. Enough about the Clippers. If you like this video, if you still with me, go ahead hit that like button. If you down with the discussion, leave a comment for me down below. If you feeling the content on the channel, go ahead and subscribe. This is the Rockets Propaganda channel, baby. My name is AK Infinity. Follow me on Twitter at AK Infinity _VVS. And we out.